What if I could have 20 people show up at your dealership this month? People who are happy to see you, pre-qualified, pre-set appointments. And what if every single one of them had their title in their hand, wanting you to buy their car? How would that make you feel? Good. This presentation is exclusive, and it's brought to you by the Ohio Independent Auto Dealers Association. Over 500 dealers in your association will see this presentation. But there are very limited spots available for each city for reasons I'll explain shortly. We all know the biggest industry challenge, the biggest frustration that everybody's facing is acquiring inventory. It's really not your fault. The subprime crisis, cash for clunkers, fewer rental units, lower lease turnover, and inflation are all affecting the used car market. Even at auctions, more people than ever are bidding your good vehicles out of your buying sweet spot. Imagine for a moment that inventory wasn't a problem for you anymore, because we're going to show you a way to solve your inventory problems and leverage your sales too. What if I told you I can find your top-selling used cars? Not only that, I can find those people who want to sell them and get them to call your dealership to trade in their car before talking to anyone else. And they just might buy another car from you. Here's what I want you to imagine. At 5:30 p.m., a lady driving a super clean silver Honda Accord with 105,000 miles on it drives onto your lot. She slowly slides out of her car and she asks for you by name, and she says, "I brought my title with me. Who can look at my car?" Does it get any better than that? Now, we all know that people who want to sell their cars use classified advertising. We also have learned from the past 15 years that good technology destroys old ways of doing things by making them more efficient. Jim Mitchell's the reason I'm talking to you today, and because of our relationship, you get to see this program and take advantage of it before anyone else in the country, because Jim really wants the best for you. I'm privileged to introduce to you Trade-in Leads, the only trade-in program in the auto market today that has individual sellers, people wanting to sell their cars, calling you first. Why is this important? Because dealers must take advantage of every opportunity to purchase used vehicles and take buyers off the market before their competition does. Okay, well, how does it work? In today's market, it's all about speed. If you're there first, you win. We track every classified auto post on the internet as soon as it posts in real time. With our technology, first we weed out all of the duplicate ads and the dealer ads, and we're left with all of the individuals selling cars. Once a new post hits in your area, we will send a text message to the seller indicating interest. They call, we route the call to you first. This happens within seconds of the ad posting. So what do? All you do is you choose your market area. What cities do you want these calls coming from? Number two, you customize your order. How many calls a month do you want to receive? And specifically, who do you want to take these calls? Now, we need individual numbers, more probably like cell phone numbers for your salespeople versus a switchboard, because sellers are expecting individuals to call. Now, we can also send this information to your CRM if you have one, or to you by email. Once you're up and running on our program, you begin receiving calls within 30 minutes of your account activation. You'll also receive a proven script for gathering the trade information and setting a good appointment for the seller to come in so you can look at that vehicle. Here's some calls that we've already routed during our test campaigns. So you, the dealer, receive fresh trade-in leads. No competitive bidding like at auction, no buy fees or transportation fees. Cars and titles come to you and you generate inventory and more sales. Here's an example from a test we ran for a dealer. In 30 minutes, we generated 17 calls, which the dealer turned into 5 appointments. Results? Bought 1 car, sold 1 car. The program paid for itself in 30 minutes. This program works as well for the dealer selling 20 units per month as the dealer moving 125 units a month. Now, if you just bought 1 car and sold 1 car, you'll be looking at over a 300% return on your investment. But what if you bought 5 and you sold 5? This really is a no-brainer. For only $4 per call, you receive qualified, fresh calls from people wanting to sell their cars as soon as they post their intention to sell. So when I showed this program to Jim Mitchell, in his wisdom, he asked me a simple question. That question is about to change your business if you'll listen for just a couple more minutes. It was a simple question, profound consequences. Profound results for your dealership. Jim asked me, he said, Ken, why wouldn't I just buy 100 calls? I mean, you're not giving me any price break for 200 calls or 300 calls. And honestly, I didn't have an answer. Objection noted. You see, when Jim asked me that question, initially I thought, no problem. The dealer can buy 100 calls, get great results, and then he can scale up to 300 calls in the next month or two. But here's why that's a recipe for failure and isn't even possible and won't work. When's the last time an independent dealer got preference over a franchise dealer on any program? Let me ask you one more question. If 15 people want the same car on your lot, who drives home in it? You see, I was doing some research on our program, and in Ohio specifically, in preparation for this presentation, and I saw something that stopped me dead in my tracks, and a cold sweat broke out over my forehead. And here's what I saw in bold red letters. Sold out. Now that may or may not seem important to you right now, but let me show you why it is and why you need to pay attention right now. See, I have over 849,000 people who want to sell their car right now. So I've got plenty of people to send you, right? So here's where the cold sweat forming on my forehead merges with the realization they don't all live in Ohio. As a matter of fact, I went to do research in our database, and this is what I saw. Because of the posting volume, Cleveland can only support 5 to 10 dealers. Akron and Canton can only support 2 to 5 dealers. One dealer could take all of Youngstown's calls. So if I bought 300 calls and made 1 sale, I'd break even. Everything else would be pure profit. You see, if I was a franchise dealer, I'd buy every single call in my area because it would be a chance to control the trade-ins in my town, possibly for the next 10 years. The great Ricky Bobby said, if you're not first, you're last. That's going to apply today. So here's why you need to seriously consider buying 200 to 300 calls, maybe more. Once you have your market, you have it for as long as you're on this program. And anyone else attempting to sign up for your market, including franchise dealers, will see this. You see, you don't have time to scale. You have to decide now how much of your trade-in market do you want to control. Because I doubt there will be an opportunity to scale. There's too many dealers that are going to see this. So why was Steve Jobs so great? The reason he was great is because he could see what no one else saw. And what I'm telling you is this program will sell out, and it will sell out fast. I'm very confident of that. I really don't know how many spots are available based on the call volume all over Ohio. Maybe only 53. It'll all depend on your area. But I do know this. When they're gone, they're gone. First come, first served. So how do I reserve my market for trade-in leads? It is very important to follow these directions to reserve your spot. First thing to do, send me an email now at kenbrowning@cloud1.com with your name, dealership information, and phone number. Also, how many calls do you want to reserve and the city that you want to reserve them for. Now, your timestamp on your email will be your reservation. I'll email you the sign-up documents, call you, and help you get through the startup process. If you wait, you're going to lose out on a one-time opportunity. We're going to sell out. So what area do you want? It's time to take action. One more time, here's the contact info and the procedure. Your email is your reservation. Send me an email now at kenbrowning@cloud1.com with your name, dealership information, and phone number, how many calls you want to reserve, and the city you want to reserve them in. Your timestamp on your email will be your reservation. I will email you the sign-up documents, call you, and help you get through the startup process. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to working with you as a partner in your growth.